What's up, guys? Today I figured I'd do a review on something that I found that is awesome. If you guys are out looking for a new skateboard deck, and you're like me and you don't, like I used to skate nothing but Eric Costin's curl skateboards, like his pro models, and I love those boards, but recently I didn't have enough money to buy a pro deck, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to try one of Zumiez. They have these $25 decks, you know, like they have mini logos. What else? They had ATMs, I think, and they had this board. As you can see, it's called a Blackout. And this is actually my first 8-inch deck that I've skated. I used to skate nothing but 7.75s, and I like those boards, but honestly, since switching to an 8, I don't think I'll ever go back to a 7.75, just because catching tricks, like I have kind of big feet, so I mean a size 12, and catching tricks on this, there's way more area to catch. It does take a little bit to like get used to flicking this board, especially the tray flips, because it's a pretty big board. But anyway, once you get used to it, it's awesome. But I figured I'd do a review on this board, and I've skated it for the last, I think, I've had it about 2 weeks now. Put some good work in, as you guys can see. Some board sides. I can't really do tail slides. Some no slides, you know, just skating around. I like skating boxes, rails, just little put around shit. But I figured I'd do a review because honestly, this is probably one of the best boards for the money that I've ever skateboarded. I've had boards from like Mini Logo, I've had a couple of ATMs, and they were awesome, except the one thing that I noticed that they did almost immediately was, as you guys know, like pressure cracks. Like when you mount your hardware, there's usually pressure cracks, and there isn't any even on this board yet, which kind of struck me as odd. But that's, I mean, it's not really a big deal, but one of the main reasons I really like this deck is it's kind of hard to tell, I know, in a video, but when you look down, it wasn't warped. That's how you can check. You look down, make sure that's all straight. But the concave that this board has, I don't know if you can even, you've got to be able to tell, but what concave is going to help you do is when you're flicking, like say you're flicking a kick flip, your foot's going to be right here, flicking it, it's going to help flick that trick. If you have a flat board, it's going to be more difficult to do any kind of flip trick. So I like a lot of concave, and this board has that. It's got a ton of concave. It wasn't warped at all, so I'm guessing it probably hasn't sat there for too god-awful long, but so far I really like it. I've got, kind of go over my setup here, I've got just a Blackout deck. My grip tape is Mob grip tape. My wheels, I think, are Bones. You can't even tell anymore, the picture's all gone. The bearings, I honestly don't know. I think they're Reds, if I remember right. I haven't bought bearings in a long time. My trucks are Tensor Magnesiums, and they're lows. Yeah. Nope, mids. Excuse me. Tensor Magnesium mids. The bushings are all factory Tensor, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's my setup. What I use my board for mainly is just kind of street skating. I go to the skate park a lot, and what I do is just kind of like your basic rails, fun boxes, flat ground tricks, stuff like that. I'm not ollieing down 10 stairs and kick flipping big gaps or anything like that. Like, I just skate for fun. I'm not doing this to gain a sponsorship or anything like that. Like when I was a young kid, yeah, cool, I would go hard and get like all the biggest stuff on film, all that kind of stuff. It was fun and everything, but really, to me, skateboarding anymore, like I have a job that I really enjoy. That's my career. So this is just kind of something for me to get my mind off stuff when I get stressed. That's why I skateboard. But I figured I would show this skateboard and let you guys in on the secret if you haven't tried one of these boards yet. And they make different sizes. The smallest one that I could find, though, was an 8-inch wide deck, which was weird, but I'm sure they make smaller ones. But the ones that I found, they had 2 of these. This was the 8, and then I know they had 8.5, which that would be a little bit overkill for me, going from 7.75 to an 8.5. That'd be a huge difference. So I just went with the 8. But this board, compared to a a picture like pro board, which costs anywhere, I mean, it depends on where you live, what your skate shops charge, but I'd say anywhere from like 45 bucks on sale to 65 bucks, like just normal MSRP. This board was $25. I have seen these at Tilly's when we went to Denver. I seen these boards and they were still 25 bucks. I think there was a couple that were 30. But I mean, $25 to $30, that's really, really, really cheap for a skateboard deck. Especially one like this that has done me good so far. I would even go as far as to saying that I like this better than my last Costin board. I mean, that's not to say that those aren't great decks. I just really like the concave of this. I like the feel of this deck. Yeah, you guys go out, try these out. Like seriously, for 25 bucks, you can't really go wrong. I mean, I know for me, $25, I will gladly, even if this board only lasts me a month and I snap it, I will gladly go back and buy another one of these because just because of the concave and because of everything that I do with it, it works perfect. I mean, it's got plenty of landing contact. It's got plenty of pop. I mean, this thing, I love it. Like, I can flick 3 flips pretty damn easy with it. Easy to catch because it's a pretty wide board. Price is on the money, you know what I mean? Especially if you're kind of on a budget. If you're a younger kid and your parents are buying your boards, cut them a break. You don't need a picture like pro board to impress your friends. Get a board that actually is cost effective and skates really well. Granted, I mean, I do have tensors and like name brand other parts to my board, but these are parts that I think I've had these trucks for shoot a couple of years now. I think like 3 years I've used these trucks and they are still, I mean, they're kind of flattened out a little bit, yeah, but they still skate awesome. Wheels are probably, I'd say about a year old. They still do good. Bearings are probably about a year old. Hardware is a year old. The hardware is actually, I think it's Monkey Nuts if I remember right. I bought that a long time ago, but yeah, so go ahead, check these boards out. I know they carry them at Zumiez. I know they carry them online. They're called Blackout skateboards. And this board, if you want this one, it had a girl on there. I don't know if you could tell. That's her eyes. Kind of nose slid the hell out of her face. But that's the board that I got. My buddy Craig, who's in our other skate videos, got, it's a different brand, but I'm guessing it's probably the same company. It's kind of like how Enjoy almost, they're the same company, like their boards use the same technology. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check and put it in the description when I find out what kind of board his was. But it's got the same shape, it's the same size, the same pop, same concave, all of that. And they were both 25 bucks. So anyway, yeah, that kind of concludes my review of the Blackout skateboard deck. It's an 8 by, I believe, 32. And yeah, go out and check them out, guys. And it's Joel. I'll check you later.